Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Sunday. I have a fantastic guest with me tonight, Ms. Elizabeth, and we are going to play with some ink. And there was no mail today. I don't think there's any programming notes other than I believe Shanna is not live tonight, so we may or may not be on time. But in any event, Elizabeth, feel free to say hi and introduce yourself to anyone who might not know you. Elizabeth's channel links are, as usual, in the description box, along with most of my crafty friends. So if you need folks to watch, they're always down there. Anyway.
Greetings, everyone. Yes, this is Elizabeth Costa Rogers, and I'm excited to be here with you, Jay. We get to play with the new foam pads.
We do.
Guys.
I don't even remember what I bought, which is bad.
But yeah, do you want to put yourself a big screen so I can see big too?
I want to see. I will make myself big as I unbox. Feel free to tell folks where they can catch you if they don't know. Let me see if I can make myself big. Boom. There we go.
Fabulous.
Now I am big.
Yes.
And I'm opening this from the bottom, which is probably not the right way to do it. But as you can see, we have a lot of Stellar ink and something else. So we have our Stellar inks. I got the bundle because I couldn't decide what to get. And then I also got the Reinker bundle because I couldn't decide what to get. And I don't know about you, but I'm always torn about Reinkers because I'm like, with my current ink lineup, like there are 4 or 5 colors I reink all the time.
Right.
Which, if you watch me, are basically light blue. Well, Oh Boy, which is a light blue. Cummerbund, which is a light blue. Ginger, which is a fall brown. And what am I spacing on? Oh, and my navy I use all the time. And there are a couple others that I use during, well, here's one on my desk, right? Like I use holiday green and holiday red, but
yeah, nothing wrong with using a holiday green all year round, in my opinion.
This is nice. This is in a resealable bag, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And so I do have, I'll open this too. I don't even remember what this is, but it's a Ranger package, and I'm pretty sure it involves cats. So
I love how Ranger packs everything too. It always comes so nice and snug in there, so it doesn't get.
I love how they brand everything. I wish they did that on their boxes, but
that would be cool.
The box is a box. I don't know why I have multiple things in here. This is probably bad. If I just bought a duplicate of something, I'm going to be... Anyway, I just bought the chickens because I really wanted them. And if the chickens are in here, I'm going to be slightly cranky about it. Oh, I bought space stuff. That's good news. So this is the Astro Cats and Astronaut and the coordinating dies. And then this is more dies because, of course, I bought more dies. But I'm not mad because, Spellbinder's dies are really nice. So we have the alien, the spaceship, and the words.
I'm jelly. I don't have those ones. I just have the other ones. The space.
I had a moment, and it's your fault, not entirely your fault, but I watch these inspiration videos and then buy things and then forget what I bought, but
But you're not supposed to forget what you buy, though.
So we're gonna play with the inks, but let's unbox it. Let's look at what we got. I'll give you my first impressions because I haven't really paid attention to what colors there are because again, I bought the bundle and didn't really quite think about it. And I'll at least give you my initial thoughts. These are all nicely, I will say. These are nicely individually wrapped, so if you didn't open a pad, it's not going to go dry on you, which I appreciate.
Right.
I'm not sure if the base on... I guess the base on these are the same. So, if you had one of the other Ranger, refresher thingies, it would probably work. But let's see what we got. We have... And maybe I'll move these to the side, and we'll sort of half figure out what we're doing. Okay, so we have Weeping Willow, which is a very nice brown.
It's a super nice dark one.
Yeah, I like that this release has a lot of sort of I'll use my watercolor words and say organic colors, which are pretty cool. There's also a Black Widow, which is a warm black. I think in the swatches I've seen, this is not quite a like a carbon black, but more of a like, if I was a marker, I'd be like the W's, not the toner blacks, which
Right.
is nice because it works really cool. I actually have another stamp I haven't unboxed. It's not a Ranger stamp, but is a nice sort of scene that I think would be really good with some of this. Anyway, I digress. So I think these are our neutrals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hope he releases a gray because in Cookie Dough. Cookie Dough needs to be released. Anyway, so let's see what we got in terms of our actual colors and how they lay out. So I'm just going to do this in like color wheel order because I'm that kind of person. So we have our Bee Sting, which is a pretty much a true red. We have
Prom Queen should go next because it's pink.
Yeah. We have Midnight Snack, which is this is almost a navy, I would say. It's navy adjacent. And then there are two other bluish colors. We've got Clear Skies, which is sort of a really nice sky blue. And then High Tide, which I don't think this matches the color I've seen. Like it's more green in real life, I think. But
yeah, that's one of those.
This almost looks
tricky
seafoam
ones.
green on camera.
Yeah. It's a little
And
tricky.
we have 4, which is a new one. I really like this because it's like a good grass color.
Yes, it is. It's beautiful color. Wait till you swatch it.
And then we have Guppy, which is my favorite. Well, maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorites. Shooting Star is probably my favorite, which I don't think has been released yet.
It's right next to you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, by your mouse.
Okay. Huh. I like Shooting Star is one of my. This is a really good like true yellow, which actually looks pretty good on camera right now. But as opposed to like, so Glitz, which we've used before, is much more orange, as you can see. Not the same incline, but you get the idea. This sort of sits between these, but this is more of a honey color.
Yeah.
This, which I mangled my pad, this is that ink color. So as you can see, anyway. But this is a really good like sunshine color. I like that like this is sunshine and this is sky and this is grass. So like this is really a good 3-way combo if you want to do like outdoor scenes, which we do a lot of in the summer. Anyway, as you mentioned, Bee Sting, and you can show off your card later, but the Bee Sting is a very
that's Prom Queen.
Almost neon. Oh, Prom Queen. You're right. So Prom Queen is a very pink. So it's almost hot pink, I would say. It looks hot pink in the case. We'll see when we play around with it. Then we have a second green that's more of a tree green. This is the Layer Gator, which we all know and love and have like I've gone through 3 things with lunar paste on it, so you've probably seen it. And then 100% Juice, which is an interesting color. Like it's not quite as purple as Crown Me. Which is to say, I would have been happier if he'd released Crown Me, but you know.
Yeah. It's like a great purple.
It is. It's like, again, I think there's a lot of not Prom Queen, and I guess not Prom Queen is the only one, but Prom Queen is very vibrant, but the rest of these I feel like are just very awesome for anything outside. I'm going to...
Right. Yeah. Prom Queen and that Shooting Star and Clear Skies are probably the brightest out of the bunch.
Yeah, I guess I can make us both the same size. Anyway, I'm going to find some paper and figure out which of these stencils I want to use. Because these are the South Africa ones, but I think they'd be really fun. And I'm only going to get 6 of these, but I think these would be really... Maybe I'll do these 6. I feel like these 6 would be good.
That's pretty cool.
Wish and Heal would be kind of nice as, like, if I decide to not make these ATCs at the end of the day.
Right.
I probably will, but because I like sending ATCs because they're kind of fun. But I always feel like sometimes people are a little like, I don't know. Like if you're not into the whole ATC collecting thing, like if you get one, you're kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do with this?
Right. Just collect them. They're like trading cards, basketball cards, and baseball cards.
They are. These Stencil Girl stencils are relatively thin, so I want to be kind of careful with it. And what are you working on? You were making delightful purple or orange things.
I am. I just wanted to show the difference. I had to squish and twist and turn the felt pad in order to get that much coverage. And I just pressed down the foam pad a bit just to get that. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some of the difference you can get from the foam versus the felt.
Well, you have like the inside scoop, so you probably know more about the actual creation of these foam pads. I was really happy because obviously, like, I'm very much a foam pad guy, but I don't know. But I know there are a lot of people who like the original formulation because there are a lot, or I guess I shouldn't say formulation, but the original pads because they're a lot like the distress ones in terms of being a foam pad and a dye ink. Can I do this and not?
Yeah, they just create a different. The felt ones are a bit on the grungy side, whereas your foam is more of a crisp kind of swipe. But we can get really fun and different techniques going. But I thought I would do those, and then I pulled out my Simon Hurley Beautiful Blooms because I thought it would be fun to stamp right over the top of them.
Oh, nice. I was thinking that would be cool too. I pulled out an Altenew sort of floral stamp, but I feel like this really works. If this works the way I think it will, when these are cut down, like this would look really good with. Actually, I have some animals. I should look at my animals, but like any kind of like silhouette, because you're gonna have a lot of color. So what color do I want to use? Oh, and I'm missing Pete. Who am I missing? Let me see who. Oh, Blossom loves your nails.
I love
everybody should.
Ann
says hi. I think she popped in after we started. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so if you want to buy things from Ranger, ECR has a referral code in their link tree, which you conveniently dropped. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Do you have a Ranger link tree or?
Oh no.
You don't have Ranger? Not. You should apply for one.
Well, let's do orange because I really like Guppy as a color. I really hope they do Traffic Cone because I liked Traffic Cone because it's a more muted orange, so I feel like it's actually works really well in live application. So we'll see. I don't know that I'm going to do all these the same color either. But if I don't do, I might do a row one color and a row something else. We'll see.
That would be fun. Yeah, this is the new Black Widow stamped right over the top of Guppy. I look at how pretty it is.
Oh, that's pretty.
I got one card done.
Nice.
I'm cheating.
So we have. Wow, and there's a lot of ink on the surface of this pad. So they definitely they didn't skimp. Which is fantastic. Well, I mean, I think the one thing that I did last time that I won't do ever again is I bought my ink pad from off Amazon, basically. Oh, wow. This really picks up a lot of ink, doesn't it? That is fantastic. And I don't think I would do that again because I think you're going to get I think you're always going to get a better result if you go to the original company because like not that you know how old the pads are, but they probably have more of an interest in
keeping them fresh.
And we have a nice little fade going on here. So let's do this Wish one, I think, in Guppy as well, and then I think I'll try. Oh, the cat's here if you see him, or the camera does weird stuff. Blame it
Get
on
it,
the
get it.
cat. Ooh. And I was curious how these work out because these stencils are a little bit, what's the polite word? They're very thin, so they
Right.
require a little bit of finesse. And they're delicate, so they require a little bit of finesse,
Yeah.
which isn't a
Carmen's
bad
Crafty
thing. It's just,
Creations. Hello.
who did I met? Who's here?
Carmen's Crafty Creations just popped in.
Fantastic. So I am liking this orange is definitely doing a good job. I do like these pads better. Let me see if I can find one I've destroyed. No. I have destroyed a couple of these. Now I'm probably not going to be able to find one because I said that, but
Be like, nope, no can do these.
well, I have replaced some of these Catherine Pooler ones because, like, as you use the brush on the foam breaks down over time. So it'll be interesting to see how the Spellbinders one, or sorry, the Ranger ones do after a while. I actually never minded that too much as a thing. Maybe this one. No, actually, that's weird. I almost always. So I'm kind of liking these grungy stencils with these happy colors. So let's go for yellow and open this pad.
I'm using the re-inkers to do a little ink smooshing.
Ooh.
We're going to see if we can make some fun stuff. I'm going to hose my I'm going to use watercolor paper for this. I'm going to hose it down a little bit and see what we get.
This might be a yellow. It's at least a yellowy brown.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, heat. I need heat. Heat this one up.
Oh, that's yellow. Fabulous. So just for giggles, I thought I'd use my Picket Fence Magic Mushroom thing and see how that works. Perhaps on the one that I already messed up with a little oopsie. But this is definitely picking up a lot of ink very quickly. Oh, wow. Well,
Isn't
I'm
that
not
nice?
mad at you at all. Look at that with the dauber. That's crazy. Now I just need to find someone who needs a card that says heal, but or a dog, I guess. So that is laying down very nicely. I do like the dauber on these kind of stencils, just because then I don't feel worried about like destroying them.
Right. Because you're not.
Because they're they're very fine, and like whenever I'm doing the circular motion, I'm always like, I really hope I don't like actually rip my stencil, because that would kind of mess up my day.
Right. That would make us sad. Okay, that made
well, I mean, but I'm really impressed with these pads because they're doing really well. And like, I'm sometimes slightly judgmental about things I spend money on. Let's be a little weird and let's do the High Tide, because I haven't seen that, and I think that's a new color.
Blossom says the Wish stencil would be cute over the Smurf house, in my opinion.
It would. Oh, that's a good idea. Well, and I think that's kind of a fun idea anyway, to blend like grungy stuff with non-grungy stuff, because then
right.
Oh, this one's super loaded too. Don't clip that out of context. But the pads I like a lot. But I haven't seen this type of pad from Ranger before, so I'm curious if it's a new thing they're doing.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I like it. I'm a fan. And yeah, I ordered 2 new ink brushes to try. I ordered the Simon Hurley ones, but then somebody influenced me to try the Trinity stamp ones too.
Oh, nice. You'll have to
So
let
I'm
me know how those
curious.
ones are.
Well, and like, how can I put this tactfully? I'm a cheap person, so like, if I can buy the Amazon ones and they're like 48 cents, like it's
Right.
hard to want to spend a lot of money on ink brushes. So I'm really curious to see, like, well, if they actually work better, I would probably say, well, my time is worth more than, you know what I mean? Like the
Right.
time to make a project is also worth something.
Right.
But these are working quite nicely, and I do think, at least my current experience today is like these build pretty well. So you
They do.
still like as oh, feel free to drop the link. But if anyone hasn't seen Elizabeth's video on like a comparison of the different pad styles, it's really good. If you want
Oh,
to
thank
get
you.
just sort of a like the vibe of, okay, well, if you already own Simon pads and are saying like, hey, are these things I want? And because I think that ultimately is going to be, I feel like I've been wanting to retry his inks for a long time, so this was just an excuse to do that. But
Yeah, and it's super
you know,
nice that the inks are exactly the same. The only thing that's changed is the pad. So you get, if you're used to the original colors, you don't even have to buy a new re-inker. You can just use your re-inker and just get the new pad.
that is super nice. So I think our stenciling is looking pretty good. And I haven't turned my hands weird colors, which is unusual. But I think what I'm going to do is, oh, you have a spray bottle. I'm thinking I will peel this off and see how these look, but I do kind of want to do a cleanup sheet of some sort with some ink smushing, because I have a lot of ink on the surface of the stencil that I feel
Right?
like we could pull out.
Oh, you can. I love if you pull your stencil and then hose it down and then press your paper into it to pick it up, is a lot of
Oh,
fun
that's
too.
a good idea. Well, let's try that. I don't know. I don't do that very often. So we can definitely do that. Hopefully I put this right side up. If not, this will be interesting. But I think we have some pretty cool. Let me just get my tape off. And you could spray this down, but I like how this came out. If I get my tape off, this came off. So I think we're pretty good for our ATCs. Some of these are a little. I guess this stencil is slightly longer, and it looks like I got a little yellow in this somehow, but I'm not mad at it. But
Right?
like this yellow and this yellow came out really good. So I'm really liking the vibrancy of these colors.
They're
Anyway,
nice. Jim says, David Rudenberg moves his hand further down the brush to apply less pressure on those stencils or these stencils.
oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, if we know we're a little heavy-handed, you can change your hand orientation on these brushes because it will cause less pressure here. Whereas this is more pressure, less pressure out here.
That's an excellent idea. So let's see. Let's grab some more paper. Sorry, friends. I don't remember what paper this is because I didn't mark it. I think it's the Whoozy Wuzzy copy cover, but we'll see. So it's definitely thick enough where I think it was going to absorb this water quite nicely.
If anybody's wondering, the Black Widow splatters really nice. Just really nice.
I like it. Okay, so let's do our little pull. Ooh, that's fun. Look at that cool. We're getting some.
Nice.
These are analogous colors. We're getting some really cool. Like you could just use this whole thing as a background for a bigger card, which I might do. Like if you, like a 5x7, but like to keep the wish and feel. Actually, I think these are reversed. Oh well, but
Oh yeah.
but that's fine. You could just sort of cut one in the middle. But this would be really cool for like just a background for a grungy card. But I think we are pretty good. Let me just. But I actually really like the Simon Hurley stencils because, well, I have one right here. Isn't that convenient? But these are like 8 or 10 mil stencils, so they're a lot less easy to break. I actually used that for a card recently. It might be here.
Cordelia, hello. Sorry, what did she say? My son just left, so now I'll be a little depressed for a while. I'm sorry.
This is from that Simon stencil.
Oh, and he's cute. It's a little chevron.
I like it. And then we will.
I have that one. Who's surprised by that? I'm not surprised. It's a stencil I have. I have quite a few of his stencils. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them.
I'm more surprised when you don't have them because it's like you've been designing with him for a while, so it's sort of like I always assume that you probably have it.
Yeah, I actually bought. I still, more than half of the stuff that I have, I've purchased, but it's getting close to being like half and half that I've purchased and that I've gotten as a designer. So we're getting there. Okay. Oh, look at. Let's do some stamping on these. Oh, these ones probably won't stamp very good because they're watercolor paper. But I've got dyes for these, so we'll do something. And then this one, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I don't particularly like this one. I'll figure something out. We'll do something with it later.
But I think I'm going to use these silhouette stamps because this will be really easy. Well, not the cow, but I don't know. Probably the dragonflies. I guess the birds would be all right. Like the little bird would be kind of cool. I think we could figure out a word. Maybe a word would be helpful.
I don't know what I want to do. I want to do all the things. I haven't used this stamp set a lot, but I really like it. It's very sketchy. Yours is really vibrant and pretty.
Thanks.
I like the new high tide color.
It looks like these are, the stencil is almost the correct size. So, well, we could cut this down and figure it out. And hopefully not. You know how it goes. Like, you don't want to, like, cut it. Well, that I didn't do a good job on. But luckily it's after the part I care about. There we go. We'll just cut that off. But I'm curious. So, like, if we do 2.5, what kind of a border we're going to get? I think we're going to be okay, actually. We'll see. Just a little bit. This will be slightly off center, but it's not going to be terrible. But I can always just mat these on white, and then it will look like I intended it, which is always nice.
Right.
But this is pretty dope.
We're gonna do.
I'm liking this. Like the stencil gives you enough. Like the stencil is giving you a lot of texture. Although these would be fun with lunar paste, but like I think we can do a very sort of, if we can find it like a good bold sentiment, I think that would work. And then try and stamp that in Black Widow. I'm sure I have something somewhere by somebody that would be make me happy.
I don't know if I'm gonna like these. I stamped them in Prom Queen.
Oh, I like prom. Ooh, those are fun.
Yeah, I missed a couple of spots though, so I got to redo. I'm not very good at stamping with the foam. So these are kind of splotchy and over inked in some areas, but it's something I got to get used to. It's something. Oh, and I don't even have a magnet thingy. I was going to pull out my magnet, but I don't have a magnet on the back yet. Do I even have more? I need to look for a minute.
I really like this Wish and Guppy. That looks cool.
Yeah.
And then with like a bird here flying, like actually the ones with words on them I don't actually need a sentiment for. So score. The other ones I probably want a sentiment for.
Right. You can even outline the sentiments in there with a pen that you already have.
Oh, you could.
Do some doodling. I could have sworn I had a couple magnets, but I guess I don't. I have to put them in my wish list for when I move to buy new magnets. Okay, which one did I miss? I missed the dragon.
Seems like the whole like moving a craft room seems like it would just be a lot.
Well, my craft room, sure. Most craft rooms, probably not as bad as mine. Mine is because I have so many crafts. I'm like a hoarder of crafts. But actually, that turned out pretty good. So I'm not sad about that. But we're going to take this off so that we can hose this down. Prom queen. I gotta get a new felt prom queen because I accidentally put triple berry re-inker in it. So my prom queen, even though I like wiped the pad a bazillion times, and it just, the color is not the same as it's supposed to be. So I need a new one. You guys check those labels when you're doing your re-inking. Just check those labels. You want to put the wrong one in there. It'll make you sad.
I did that somewhere. Oh, with these guys with Diversified Clair, I put the Twilight onto my black pad, but luckily that way with that one I could just put more black in, and like it's
right
a little bit fluid. Looks like I intended it, not that I missed it. Couldn't read the ink one thingy.
Yeah, my felt prom queen has a purplish tint to it. Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah. But
I don't know. That could be kind of pretty.
It is. It's a pretty color, and I don't mention it. People don't notice it in the camera. I notice it because, well, I have to look at it. But
well, you did it, right?
Like, you're right.
That's always the problem. Is like, well, it's like if it's tricky. I don't know if these are. You seem not. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Cordelia says I did that with 2 of my oranges. Luckily, I just ink swiped until the inks got out, and then re-inked. And I did that with Prom Queen. It just doesn't look the same, or maybe it does, but I'm like, yeah, I just need a new one. I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings too much, but I know it's broken. I know it's broken.
I like the flowers, though. Those are cool.
Yeah, these are the Beautiful Blooms by Simon Hurley. These ones I did not pay for. Right. You can pretty much tell if I paid for them or if I didn't. Because if they have a die, I did not pay for them. I got them because I don't buy the dies. I'm cheap. I would rather buy more stamps.
Oh, interesting. I often buy the dies just because I'm a little like, oh, if they sell out, I'll be mad that I don't have the dies in 2 years.
Right. See, me, I like fussy cutting, so it doesn't, yeah. And
I don't know if I like this one as much because it's like the full height, but then you have these white borders. I mean, of course, I could cut it off, but
right,
maybe I will cut it down.
Super quick ATCs, dude. Just like ink and go,
Yeah.
ink and go. Okay, I gotta tape all
They
these.
are.
Which
Well, I
you
think that's the
guys,
thing people don't appreciate about them is like they don't need to be 3 hours, right? Like, and the
right?
other cheat I use a lot, maybe we'll do that later, is you can just make a big master board. Like you can just get an 8.5 by 11 or a 12 by 12 of just white cardstock and stamp out stuff, and then do all your thingies on it, and then just cut it up.
Yep.
Then you'll have instant texture. But yeah, we've got almost we have 5. And I like their color vibe too. Like they're very summery colors. So the cat is doing. My cat is trying to destroy my craft room. I don't know why.
I think my mint tape is done being reused. I only reuse it a bazillion times. It's not sticking at all. It's like, nope,
Well,
we've had enough of you, lady. Quit abusing us. If you guys like these cute little ATCs that Jay is making, and if you're a member of the Chat with Sassy's Crafty Friends on Facebook, we're going to start an ATC swap. It's going to start off just one ATC per month, and then you get the person who you're going to mail it to. And the sign up will be at the 1st of next month because this month is almost done. So we'll sign up at the 1st of the month, and at the 15th of the month, I will get the list out. And at the end of the month, there'll be melt out, which I think, 15 days to make a ATC and get it in the mail should be sufficient.
It is. It's only really rough if you're making like 10 of them or something.
Yeah. And we're just going to start off with one.
Now, these are fairly thin, so I actually am probably going to cut a backer for this, which is a good way if you want to put your info on them. You can either do a printable, or some groups sometimes will provide you a printable, which is super nice, but especially if it had a unicorn on it. But you can also do your own.
Yes, I will have some, but I don't know if they'll have a unicorn, because then people will think I made them.
Oh, that's a good point.
But they'll probably have enough space for you to stamp your logo in them, or even just stamp your logo on the back of anything anyways, in a lighter shade of a light gray or a pale color would be fun. Look at my little ladybug. Oh my goodness. I really need these to let go now. The other mint tape didn't want to stick at all, and this one doesn't want to let go. Let go, my ego. Anna Moret, yes, you can. Yeah, because it's just a international postage, and it's like I said, once we'll send you around the group, so not the same person has to mail to you every time. And I can be your first
pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But here you can see, like, if you do a double thickness, you're going to get much more of a card thickness.
Yeah,
nice.
Like a business card. That's what ATCs are. Yeah. ATCs are. They're business cards for artisty people. But we just like to make them and send them anyways. Even if you think you're not an artist, trust me, you are. If you put two things together on a piece of paper, you're an artist. I'm just saying. If you put a stamp on a paper, you created art.
And
how is the AC?
Says, what would I do with all my ATCs? I will dig it up, but there was a stream where this was a mystery craft along. But basically, you can just put them in any box. But I like this box because it has a gear and looks fancy. And has
nice. That's really cute.
But this is generally, I started out, you can't actually find, well, I guess I can show you. I'm just going down a rabbit trail today. But this isn't actually a prefab box that I just covered. So those exist too. And this one isn't magnetic, but some of the nicer ones have like a magnetic closure. Obviously, you could make this too if you wanted to, but covering it's a lot easier. But as you can see, I ran out of space.
Nice.
After a few ATC swaps, but I'll try and link to the stream where this was made because this one's pretty nice. It's square, but you could also mess around with. So it works good for like these bigger ones. Here's Spellbinder's Whale. Anyway, but they're fun, and some people make like not this one. I mean, you could make little envelopes for them to live in too, if you so desire.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good one, kind of like what I'm doing, right?
Your offspring.
This one's adding a sentiment, but like it doesn't have to be super duper detailed,
right?
Because I think the ones that we see a lot, these are all bad examples of that, but you see like the super grungy ones. Oh, this one's super pretty too. It's blingy. Very blingy.
Oh, that's
but you often see ones. Oh, this was another one. I think I made this. No, I didn't. But I own the stamp. You sometimes see ones where they're like very, very grungy and that like they have 17 layers of mixed media, which is fantastic. But don't ever look at one of those and think you have to do something similar. You can. I've gotten a lot of them that were really cool that are just stamped, right? Like
right. Cordelia says, how is the ATC thing going to work? I'm not sure about it yet. So what's going to happen is I'll have a form that on the 1st of the month, it's going to go into a you'll have to be a member of the Chat with Sassy's Crafty Friends on Facebook, because that's where the form is going to be posted for everybody to grab it. And unless I figure out another place to put it, probably in my link tree. Anyway, so those two places. So you'll click on the form, you'll answer the questions, you'll confirm that you understand the size and the requirement for the month. Like the first month, the only requirement is that it you just make it, right? And then maybe the second month, the requirement is to use a hexagon. Maybe the third month, you have to use the color green. I don't know. So there'll be like one little thing that you'll have to be a requirement. The first month, no requirement. You'll fill it out, your address and all that fun stuff. I think I'll put will you be willing to swap international? Just so I'm not forcing people to say, yeah, you got to spend a little bit of extra postage to mail it international. And then I'll put the names in a wheel, and the first two names are going to pair up. The next two names are going to pair up, and I will message you guys back via the email you provide and say, hey, this is your partner. Please mail them a card at the end of the month. So at the 1st of the month, you get the form. You'll have about 15 days to fill it out. On the 15th day, I do the wheel of names and pair everybody up. And then on the end of the month, the last day of the month, you guys just make sure they're in the mail. An international letter isn't really that bad. No. Nope.
And the new stamp this year looks fantastic. It's a compass and it's super neat.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, or actually I haven't even looked at it yet. I need to.
Oh, would you like to? I have one.
You have one? Yes, please. Let me see this compass. I love compasses and things. I love postage stamps. They're fabulous. I need some card bases.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna do black card bases for these two.
So this is what they look like this year. Yeah,
those are cute. Aw, I like those.
My doodle. There we go. So they've been flowers the last couple of years, but I really like the compass. Just because it looks like it's a compassy bit. And it seems like appropriate to like international travel and whatnot.
Right.
I bought 2 of these. I like buying stamps. So like if I'm in a swap with you, the odds that you're gonna get some like limited edition bizarre stamp are pretty high.
Oh, I liked the ones you sent me skateboard, and then you sent me the one. I was like, is this a murder scene? But no, that was just my mind going. It was the Appalachian Trail. Somebody was hiking in the Appalachian Trail. I'm like, is it a scary one? No, it wasn't a ghost, you guys. This is what Appalachian Trail.
Good one. The Dungeons and Dragons ones are fantastic too if you like dragons or sci-fi stuff.
Who doesn't like dragons? Come on. And hello, Happy Place Crafting. How are you doing today? Thanks for popping in.
There we go. So I'm gonna try out the Black Widow if I can find where I put it. Here it is. So I'm curious how it's gonna work. I don't often die stamp in black because I'm mostly lazy. And well, like if I can use a hybrid ink and don't have to think about it, that's one less thing I have to think about.
Right.
So this is a conditioned stamp. I've used it on other things. As you can see, it's blue because Catherine Pooler dyes everything whatever color it's supposed to do. Ooh, that took ink very nicely. I'm not mad at this. Like that's really good coverage without me like doing very much. So we will see. I'm not going to bother stamping the ones that already have a sentiment in them, but ooh, that's cute. The font itself is wonky, so it's not a stamp being wonky. That's why the hello is a little bit not quite hello-y. Like if you look at the L's, they're not quite perfect, but the stamp is intentionally doing that. But
gotcha.
But yeah, I haven't decided what we're gonna. I need to come up with like an actual focal element, but you know.
Hello, sunshine. Very nice, very nice. Blossom says, I have so many postage stamps in my stash. I haven't even looked at the stamps in 3 months. She says, I too love to buy postage stamps. They're just fun. I like to collect them. I don't mind them being canceled. I like to collect them.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't. They're the same price, so you might as well get one that's cool.
Ooh, I should
kind of my feeling.
Splatter on these. Not that kind of splatter, but the other kind of splatter. Some sparkly spray. That's what I need.
Yeah, you need to get out your solar spray.
Yeah, they're out. They're out 24/7. I have yet to put them in a home. They just sit right here so I can grab them. And look at that. Crocodile Tears is down to there. It's been used. It's been used because that one's up to there. And that one's up to there. But Crocodile Tears is right there. Because I use it. I use it, you guys. Use it or lose it. I don't really know. They'll last a really long time, you guys. It's the fun thing about the sprays.
But stamping with this stuff is great. I have 0 complaints.
Okay,
and I like to complain.
Right.
Now we could. Well, I should keep these kind of consistent. I kind of like. I like the sentiment in black, but you could look for ephemera of some sort.
I made my own ephemera. I just got to get it glued down. My hot pink ephemera, because it's going to really show up on this.
There we go.
And I'm going to spray this before I put my hot pink ephemera on because I don't want it shiny. Blossom says, I used to request people send me the canceled postage. I should put out a new request again. Yeah, you won't get any from me, girl. I will send you you'll have to cut it off the envelope.
I like the Canadian postage a lot. It's always really cool.
I haven't got a lot of Canadian postage. I think I'm going to go with over.
I'm bad at saving it, but I'm always like, wow, you guys have postage that's way cooler than ours.
I don't know. US has got a lot of cool posts. What is going up with my camera here? It's like crooked.
That's fine. That one needs cutting, but
There we go.
and I can't tell you if this stains or not because the stamp was already very stained.
PJB Stampa, hello. I did notice that the black will stain a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't entirely clear, although I didn't use a stamp cleaner or anything fancy, but
yeah. Most of his colors do wash out pretty good, but I think there might be something in the black. It did stain my floral a little bit. And let's look at this one because we used that hot pink on there. And it's slightly tinged. It's not like Catherine Pooler pink, but it is slightly tinged.
Catherine Pooler red stains everything. And I'm not mad about it because, like, I'm not a person who needs my tools to be pristine. Obviously, if you watch this channel for more than 4 minutes, but like,
right.
But what we can do, what these will do is this will nicely sort of layer on here. If you have like a gap, it doesn't really matter. If you care about it, you can always trim it down. But I don't actually mind the wet on white look. But we still need to figure out, these all have sentiments now that are varyingly nondescript, I guess. That's not fair. I like the heel one a lot in the Wish. I do like these sentiments. Nice. But I feel like I need some kind of thing.
Oh, that one.
Oh, Lala's here. Hello, Lala. How are you?
Yep, she just popped in.
We have Christmas trees, probably not the right season. We have jam themed things, which I don't hate. Like, that seems like a summer idea.
That one's not too bad. I like that one.
Ooh, I like this. I don't know why. But these light blue ephemera, I think might work. That's an option. I have oceany things, which also would work. I have random cat stamps for some reason. You have more Christmas. Oh, the Father's Day card. Well, that's good. At least I know where that is. I need to glue that piece down at an angle, but
Blossom says, I like your ATCs, Papa Smurf.
This one came out cute. This was actually this was, I think, a card I made at my in-person crop. But like it's just foam tape, and then this is cut out of pattern paper that has tools. But I need to get an extra piece of thingy to I need to put some foam behind the ruler so it doesn't mangle as easily. We have spring paper that doesn't help us, but I do have stickers that go with. I do have spring stickers, so we could look at those too. We have half of another paper pad, but stickers are a good idea. We have. Oh, I like these vibrant ones. These would be cool.
Oh, those are nice.
Like, I feel like they kind of match our color palette. I do. It's interesting. I thought this color palette would be a lot more muted than it actually is in real life. Like, if you look at these. Oh, I'm pretty. I guess I can zoom in. But, like, this color palette in real life is quite spring summer. And I thought these would be. I especially thought High Tide would be more of a muted ink, which it isn't, which makes
no, it's bright. It's pretty, right? It's pretty.
I mean, it's one of my colors, so
Yeah,
I'm
Lala
not going to be
says
mad.
you're not gonna be mad. It's one of your colors. Lala says, love the ATCs, Jay, and the backgrounds ECR are gorgeous. Thank you, thank you. These are the re-inkers. So I did I don't remember which ones I did. I did 2 re-inkers, 3 re-inkers. I did 2 blues and a red. And then I did purple splatters and then some black splatters with the new 100% juice and the Black Widow. Apparently I actually put the inks away after I used them. I know, who does that, right? And then I put a little bit of splatter on with some solar spray overheated for this one. And then this one, I did a spray and I sprayed on. So the whole thing has got some shimmery blue to it. You can kind of see it there in the black. And that was the Beluga. But I've got 2 other cards to finish up that I did at the very beginning where we swiped. And yes, the color does settle and it evens out a bit if you get a good enough coverage. I do have a little bit of blotching, but also if you watch the video, I was like stamping it like a stamp to get the coverage instead of a swipe. And then this is the foam versus the felt. And my felt probably looks a little bit different, probably because it's got a bazillion other colors of oranges in it. And this is brand new. But yeah. Or did I? Yeah, I did grab the 2, Guppy and the other. And who knows? Maybe I added the wrong color to Guppy. It almost looks like traffic cone. It almost. But it's a lot of buildup on this one, though.
Traffic cone.
Yeah, I would love to have them all in the foam. They did say they were, they, as in Mr. Hurley, did say that they do have blanks, I do believe, for the felt pads. And then they will have blanks for the foam pads. So if a color is discontinued, like Remember Me, and you want it in the foam, you can just buy the foam pad and then use your re-inker from the old line and make yourself a foam pad.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Cordelia, thanks so much, my friend, for the awesome card. It came as Happy Mail over the weekend. Awesome sauce. Boy, it took a few minutes to get there. Oh, Cordelia says, I'm so glad. Boy, it took a few minutes to get there, Lala. Taking detours. I think I'm going to fussy cut this one. And then I'm going to fussy cut both of them a little bit.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Then I will stamp the back of my ATCs.
I'm going to follow my little stamping schmishes.
And this is how easy it is to cheat and just use cardstock stickers, because if you just find something you like your ATC is done. Although it doesn't have to be. Obviously, you can make these as elaborate as you would like. Oh, I have paper on my desk. Where are you? You were at stencil. Oh, this would have been pretty paper to use, too. Well, I really like this particular. This is from Sunny Lane from scrapbook.com, but I particularly like this floral because it's sort of muted.
I have that one.
It's like busy. It's busy, but like if you put something on top, like if you put a character on top of it, it would be less busy. And
at least it didn't take a year. Yes, Blossom, that's true. Although I've heard some mail taking about a year to arrive at its destination.
International gets a little wonky.
Yeah.
As Lala has a good story about, but and these ATC stamps I think were from KS Craft. They were quite inexpensive, but they're also silicone, so it can be a little wonky to like get down. Oh, look, and here, if you wanted to know, like, I don't know if you can see this on camera. Let me put something behind it, but this is very much stained with navy. So that is the. If you are not a fan of stamps that stain stuff, Catherine Pooler inks are quite staining, but quite pigmented. So like, obviously I love them, but let's see how Black Widow does at this, because this is not a less good stamp. Let's see how we do. I would imagine fine, but because if this works, then you could probably stamp this in a color. Although I do like these kind of stamps in black so that you can like read them.
Right.
And this stamp, I don't think I stamped very well.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't fully ink this one. Let's try that again.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like it.
This one's kind of tricky because there are all these like lines that are hard to get. Oops. Well, and don't ink your whole stamp wheel. That's
What? Don't ink the whole stamp wheel. That's just rude. My poor stamp wheel. Oh my gosh. I've got alcohol marker stains on it. I've got glitter stains. I've got all sorts of. Mine is so well used. I love my stamp wheel. It's abused in a good way. Oh, this was super easy. So these guys, oh, you guys, look at that. Same technique, just different outcomes. Felt foam. Felt and foam.
Oh, there we go.
This is so pretty. So pretty. I just made 4 cards. I'm done.
Nice.
I think, though, this one might need some blingy blings. What do I got right here? I got some yellow blingy blings right there. And of course, they always land. Why is it that the gems always land upside down? We need to pick them right side up.
I don't know. I always have that happen to me too.
I think I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on this one.
There we go. Be nice if this stamp wasn't a weird size. There we go. But this looks nice. My smushing the stamp is because the stamp is really thin, but like this actually came out pretty cool.
Oh, isn't that nice?
It'd be nicer if the stamp was better quality, but
Yeah, but it still turns out good.
It does. And it would be less, if I reoriented this to be more in the middle of the stamp wheel, it would be less of a problem. It's just because it's near the edge, there's sort of this lip that it's not going to get further down from. Actually,
just a little CPR. It'll help you.
Yeah, no, it's just you have to like smush it, and it feels like you're gonna destroy it. But well, like it feels wrong to like smush a silicone stamp.
Right.
It actually works. Like it feels like you're gonna just mangle the snot out of it, but it actually works pretty well.
PJB Stamper, Miss Pam said, foul! 5-yard penalty for excessive bling. It's not excessive. There's just 9 little blingy blings. Just 9 little blingy blings. They're so tiny. They're so tiny. But you guys, I had fun. Look at that. I made 4 cards. Although Jay did technically make more ATCs than I made cards, but he had a stencil that popped out, 8 of them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like it's a fair comparison because like ATCs, you're always you're often making like a batch of them, so that's always going to be a little easier to deal with.
Yeah, not me. I'm not a batch maker.
Oh, okay.
Not a matchmaker either. No. So when I do the ATC, it'll be a one of a kind that will
that's nice.
Be mailed out because and you guys might get some of my pre-made backgrounds. That's what I will be using.
Way to like gobble up extra backgrounds because like you can, even if it's so. I'm sure all of your backgrounds are perfect, but like,
no,
if so, let's say you do an ink smush and hate part of it; those are good for ATCs. Oh yeah, make you big. You can show people your cards
like this. I ink smushed this today. I'm not happy with it. I got to figure out what to do with it, but it will go into my bin. It'll go into my bin, and I'll probably stencil the tar out of it. I don't know.
There we go. That's me. That's you.
Hey, there's me. Look at that. So these, I started off, I just wanted to swatch the differences between the felt and the foam pad, direct pad to paper. Okay, I do have a video that goes really into depth on the differences between the two pads. I still prefer this, even though it's all grungy and whatnot. This is the last 4 years of what I've been using. I got to get used to these. But then we use the re-inkers. I use Midnight Snack, Clear Skies, and a red, like Love Struck, I think. And of course, red and blue makes purple. So that's where all that purple came from. And then I took the new 100% juice and the new Black Widow to do some splatter. Oh, and then cool. I also did splatter using the pulling the lid off and just shaking it to get splatter from this, which is overheated. But on this one, I spurtzed it. So it is a shiny blue all over with the beluga. And I wish you guys could see because it's really pretty in person. Like you see all this purpley blue color from beluga. It's really pretty. And then these are stamped with the new foam Prom Queen. And those are the Simon Hurley, these ones. Beautiful blooms. Beautiful blooms. And you can kind of see it is a little tinge of pink now. Just a little tinge. Not as stainy as some other brands, but there's a little bit of staining. But I only used water to clean it. I'm sure it would come cleaner if I use something else.
Yeah, but those are just use water too. Those are fantastic. I really like the backgrounds you did. Those are exceptional. But mine I think were more straightforward. But anyway, I just used my stencil and then some stickers I had left over that I thought kind of worked with this spring summer color palette. So these will probably go out. I don't know. I may look for a printable or restamp. A couple of these came out sort of wonky, but I don't know how much I care. But I always like making my ATCs a double thickness just so they're a little more. Oh, hello, sir. It gives them more of like an actual trading card weight, which is nice.
Right.
But I may be putting these. But like what I'll generally do is fill in all my information and then glue it together for my own sanity. And then, because like if you have any dimension on here, writing on the back of this is a kind of a pain. So that's the other reason I do it. Yeah,
that too. And if you fill it out, so if you don't have a stamp and you want to print them out, you could print all the information too. Plus, if you stamp and write and you muck it up, like I will always muck up one or two. And so if it's not already glued, you just drop in the trash or stamp on the backside.
Yep.
But
And
yeah, I'm
that's a good
excited.
point. If you do a printable, you don't have to write your name 400 times or whatever for
Right,
once, which is nice. Because that's always sort of that's one of my least favorite parts about if you do like a batch of ATCs, right? You're sort of
right.
doing like like right writing J on it like 15 times, and you're like, aren't we done yet? But anyway, let's make ourselves the normal size, and the cat is knocking down something. Oh, the cat knocked down a cup I didn't realize was there. There
I
was something
really
in it.
like that
But
Hello Sunshine. Where is that one from?
that's from Spellbinders. From the it's a stamp that goes with Sunny Lane. So if
Oh,
this is still
scrapbook.com.
available, yeah, it's a
Okay.
really good. Not the shop her affiliate link, but let me grab it because it is actually one of my favorite stamp sets because it's got so many thanks and hello. I don't use
Wait,
love you
I have
very
that
much.
one. I have that stamp. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. I need
but
to
like
use that.
this hello I use a lot. This hello I use the thanks a lot. They're just really good
I didn't even look.
like general purpose things and whatever this you brighten my day. Some of the more loved ones I don't use as much because I tend to
Right.
do more like friend cards. But if you
Yeah.
want to make love cards, there's a bunch of sentiments for that too. But
Nice.
yeah, it's one of my favorite ones because like they're not big, but they're also not small. Like this. Where's an A2?
Right. They're
I
a
have an A2.
nice
I
seamy
must have an
size.
A2. Here we go. This is an A2. This is a bad card example because it's a Mercado, but thanks would look really good on an A2. The hello looks really good. Any of the hellos, but they're a good if you imagine this card isn't this card, and
Yeah.
these are a really nice size for that. Anyway, um,
Cordelia
do you have any?
says maybe y'all should use the same stamp to make different cards.
Oh, that'd be a fun challenge.
Mm.
So, do you have anything coming up that folks should be aware of?
Pattern paper Monday. Wait, is Wednesday like the first Wednesday of the month?
I think so.
The first Wednesday of the month is
No, because next Saturday is the 31st, so it would still be May this month, I think.
oh my gosh,
On Wednesday.
I don't even know. Nope. Okay, so it's just a regular Wednesday live, and then Thursday at 3. I don't know who I'm gonna affiliate push, but I'll affiliate push somebody on Thursday at 3, and then Friday is Twitch, which I got to get my bag done. I was hand sewing until 6 this morning, my felt little mouth for my monster handbag. And
Wow.
yeah.
It came out really cool though.
Yeah, and the funniest thing too is like I colored it with alcohol inks, and I forgot like alcohol inks has an a binder in it, almost like resin. And so when I colored the felt with it, it got hard where I put a lot of ink. So I couldn't shove the needle through very easily, and I bent my needle
geez.
like halfway through the tongue. And I'm like, but I kept sewing with that bent needle. I'm like, I'm not switching it out. But yeah, so it became like plastic where the alcohol ink was super thick on the felt pieces. So it was just interesting.
You would do that.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it turned out so good. I can't wait to get it all finished. This coming Wednesday is the 28th. Thank you, Cordelia. This Wednesday I fly back to Washington because Pam is hanging out with Delise right now. Crazy man. Yeah, crazy man. But thank you, Jay. I really had fun playing with the new Simon Hurley stuff. Well, I used some of the old stuff too. But yeah.
Oh, it's always fun, and I figured you'd be good to have you on just because you are really familiar with the ink line, and I really was quite impressed by how the new paths perform. So it'll be fun to play around with for sure.
I'm really happy you like them because, well, they're Simon Hurley, and now you have Simon Hurley inks.
Yep.
And Brenda too. Sorry, Brenda, I didn't forget about you. I kind of did.
Hi, Brenda.
Well, she's hanging out with Pam.
Oh, okay.
Brenda and Delise and the kid. Oh gosh, what is her name?
B.
Yeah, Bianca. Graduating. The graduates.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, not at the minute. Bianca. Thank you. All right.
But I don't think I have anything. Oh, I guess I should say. So Lala, who was here earlier, if I can find her channel. Anyway, Lala and I will be hanging out next Saturday doing some. This is Lala. If you're not following her, you probably should. We're going to be hanging out doing some Bible journaling Saturday morning, and then normal stream on Sunday. So I will probably see you in a week, if not before. And thanks, guys. And I hope everybody has a good night. So bye.
Bye.
If I hit the right button. All right.